All right, covered the different bases you could go to, talked about the travel. Let's see. Some of the emotions you might experience in the pipeline. So if you're like me, again, I was 17 when I came in. That was really the first time I had left home. So I was severely homesick. And I'm talking like I had never, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't really, I, I didn't consider the aspect of I'm going to be away from my family because I had a fantastic home. Like I really did. And, so not realizing what that's going to do to me from being homesick was tough. And luckily my parents and my brother were there to support me as much as possible. But again, they can only support me when I'm actually able to talk to them. They couldn't necessarily support me when I'm drowning in a pool or I'm crawling through creeks and that kind of stuff. So again, that kind of goes back to that whole why thing. But support from your home is important, especially if you're somebody young and you've never left home. So you're going to feel super nervous. You're going to feel homesick. You're going to feel like the cadre out to get you. They're not out to get you. They are there to do a job. And you got to think of it from their point of view is that they will end up working with you on a team, could be deployed together. And they need to make sure that you are as good as you possibly can be and that you have been tested so that when things get really, really bad, you're not going to quit on them. Because imagine if you're in a firefight in some, whatever country and things are getting real bad and it doesn't look like you're going to make it out. The last thing you need is somebody quitting on you. You've got to fight until the very end, and you've got to have somebody who's able to adapt and be resilient and be able to function in an extremely high stress environment. And that is why the cadre are doing that to you. It's not because, like, man, I got to get this dude out of here. It has nothing to do with that. Now, it's going to feel like it, though, because they're going to make it personal. And some days there are going to be times where it's like, especially if you're somebody who, hasn't really, at least it seems like you haven't struggled much in the pool or out physically or not. So they're going to try and push you because they want to see what you're made of. And so maybe one day it's going to feel very, very personal and they're going to use some language that is very personal and it's going to piss you off. But it's that kind of, yeah, man, I can't believe I'm missing the word and Aaron and trying to really kill me. It's not decorum, military bearing. That's what I'm looking for. It's maintaining that bearing, maintaining that focus, not having an emotional reaction because you're not getting the air you need or you feel like you're going to drown or you're scared. Yeah, okay, cool. Maybe you are scared. Maybe you are worried you're going to drown, but you still have to maintain that kind of bearing to not freak out. You've got to be able to do that because there are going to be times where your parachutes malfunction and you're screaming towards the ground and you've got to be able to work it out and figure out, okay, how do I untangle myself? What are some ways that I can, other than your reserve chute? But sometimes, that doesn't work out all that well either. So just throwing that out there. But you're going to experience a litany of different emotions throughout the pipeline and at different times of the pipeline. So be cognizant of that, understand those, understand that nothing's personal, it's just business, and it's a not play the game, but understand that they are doing it for a reason. So trust the process. All right. One thing parents experience. What are parents going to experience? Parents are going to experience fear, terror, worry. And I'm saying that just because I don't have a kid that is going through what I went through, but I can imagine if one of my kids were going through the pipeline. They're encouraging you. They worry for you. They want you to be successful. They want this more for you than anybody, even though they're scared because, hey, it's a dangerous job. Like the things that we do are inherently dangerous. No amount of safety equipment and checklists are going to keep you 100% safe from things in the job. Like we have to take risks. We have to push the limits. And that's what we do. And that is not comfortable for people. And especially not comfortable for parents. And I really do empathize with that. That is a tough thing to do. And there's a good chance that you, as you're telling your parents that you want to do this job or a job like this, that you're going to receive some resistance from that. And understand that's not coming from a oh, they don't like the military or they don't think you can make it. It's probably coming from a place of worry and a place of love, that they actually care about you and they worry that something might actually happen to you. And that's fine. That's perfectly normal. I don't think that they're bad people for that. Um, Now, the message to the parents, though, is that at some point they have to flee the nest. At some point they have to take risks. And the things that they will gain out of this job, even if they only do it for 6 years, they are going to learn how to, well, there's going to be soft skills, SOFT skills, that they are going to learn that are going to set them up for life. But then they're going to learn how to operate in small teams, large teams, highly stressful environments. They're going to have perspective that, man, things aren't too bad right now. I know that everybody's freaking out, but things aren't too bad right now. Like, I can handle this. Not a big deal. They're going to have, they're going to learn how to navigate personal relationships where, hey, you're with a whole bunch of, alpha people that, everybody's like, we get rowdy sometimes. Learning how to navigate that, learning how to de-escalate stuff. These are skills that your kids are going to learn by joining not just the military, or not just the aspect war pipeline, but just the military in general. And it's good for them. It's going to set them up for success. And one of the things that the Air Force and the military in general owe you, and the leaders within the Air Force owe you, is a understanding that you are lending your son and daughter to us. And it is on us to make sure that we take care of that person appropriately. They are your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, and you're trusting us to take care of them. And we owe that to you. And you should hold us accountable if we don't. Now, that's not to say that just because little Johnny doesn't get the orders that he wants, to the base that he wants to go, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're not taking care of them, right? Sometimes you have to go to the needs of the Air Force, or maybe a team has a lower manning rate than the other team. So guess what? We're going to send them to the lower manning rate because we need more people there. That doesn't mean we're not taking care of them. Just because they don't get the assignment that they want doesn't mean we're not taking care of them. What I mean is, taking care of them is training them appropriately, making sure that they're ready for deployments, making sure that they're ready for the training event that they're about to go on, making sure that we are keeping them financially sound by giving them advice, making sure that they are behaving correctly. And I don't mean behaving as in like shaking our finger at them, that kind of stuff, but it is a training and a maturation of making sure that they are set up for success in life. That is what we owe you, and you should hold us accountable. It might be difficult for you to hold us accountable, but we should be holding ourselves accountable. So I guess that might be a message to Air Force and DoD leadership more than anything. Let's see what else we got here. Dude, the people that you're going to meet are incredible. You're going to meet so many people from right off the bat. Like, and a lot of you, if you're in development, you're probably already meeting with a lot of people that you will end up talking to for a very long time. And there's a good chance that you're going to go through the pipeline with these people, which is awesome because you're starting so early. But I mean, technology now too, you keep somebody in there, in your contact list or social media, and you can keep touch with those people forever. But I don't know that I am able to articulate the level of connection that you're going to have with people. And yeah, there are different levels to that and different layers, but